Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP and then the XRP Bitcoin dominance along with the Sigma coin. So, zoomed in count here, we've had some pretty fun since Friday. They took out all of the leverage long players, and then since then they came back down. I'm sorry, all the leverage short players, and then they came down and took out all the leverage long players through here. So, now, kind of looking at this overall kind of viewpoint, when we zoom out a smidge, there's a basic thought right now that we have the completion of this triangle being worked out, right? This A leg, B, C, D, and E for the count of a triangle. And we're working on getting up to this D level and then back down to the E for the kind of final back test before we can head higher. So just kind of eyeballing this as we kind of move this over, we can kind of say, well, if it's like splitting half of the region, we should be possibly up to the top of this range here by the Thursday, right? So pretty soon that goes, some economic data comes out there, possibly as late as, there, just depending on how aggressive this move will be into that price action there. So this is kind of the idea that we're playing with right here. Now, what's intriguing, so about with triangles, you do ABC down, ABC up, then you can sometimes have what looks like a 5 waves down midway through, and then another ABC up, and then a truncated or short move that can go all the way to the bottom of the range or come up halfway. So this is kind of the estimation for time that we should be by the early part of September, working our way out of this region, moving up into the $4 range, okay, based off the USD price. And one interesting thing I found this morning I wanted to share with you just to see, just kind of show you a different perspective. And this is something intriguing, is the XRP Bitcoin structure here. So zooming back out, this is XRP over Bitcoin, same kind of structure for the dominance. Now, what I immediately saw when I was looking at this is we may actually already be done with the triangle. So when I'm looking at this right here, we basically have our ABC down, much more clear than on the USD price, ABC up, then here's your another large ABC structure here. But this part is the part that I wanted to kind of draw attention to, is that when I was trying to ultimately figure out what the structure was that we were playing with on this over here, you can see that we actually came off the lows with an A, B, C, and you can even see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves for that second part of the B leg, much more defined and clear than you would on the USD pairing. And then here's even another ABC back down. So I would actually argue that we might actually already be done with this triangle and we're working up to the upside here. So definitely an intriguing setup just to kind of look at and decide, is this in fact something that we're doing here? And if the triangle is already finished, this would actually check to allow us to move to the upside. And with the steepness of this slope, you can maybe argue, if you take out that wick right there, you can maybe argue that this deviation outside the range actually hit the full triangle mode and we're actually done and ready for impulse. So very intriguing, something that I'm watching. So what I want to see now is on this Bitcoin XRP pairing that this gets out and back tests that region right here on top of this trend line. And then we can start seeing some likelihood of a continuation. So I'll be watching this pretty closely, but I thought that was kind of interesting that the Bitcoin structure actually shows that we may be further along than we think we are. So versus the USD pairing. So something to take a look at, just something to note. So basically with that in mind, I'm going to be looking for any opportunities here to leverage out my longs a little bit more and see if we can get some quick moves to the upside into this region or possibly beyond with the pairing. So jumping over to the Sigma coin, we're holding up fairly well. We've got a 1.97 million market cap, and we are looking at just kind of the 3 days still, right? Just zooming out on this one, just kind of keep getting out of the sauce here. We're just looking to see, can we actually continue to hold above this 886 fib, which we've been doing the entire time. And now I really want to see a breakout back test that holds levels, and that's kind of what we're working on right now on the short time frames. So here's your breakout off the lows, this back test kind of playing out, and if support continues to grind here and continue higher, then we are right on track with our Cardano price action where we break out, back test, and just continue marching out of here as we go upwards, just like what I'm expecting for the Sigma coin. So if that USD pairing on XRP has any play with the Bitcoin pairing, where this triangle may in fact already be finished and the dominance of XRP over Bitcoin is in fact completed and we're looking to go higher, then I think good things are coming. So we will see how this plays, but this is just something intriguing that I saw today and I figured I'd like to share. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk soon.